722 888-443-5722. We'll leave it up for a moment. The other number isn't working that we gave you. This is a number that is working. It is for Red Cross information. And so you call this number if you need help or know someone who does. Give them that number.
And if you have a situation with perhaps a pet that you have found in this area, or if you have a pet yourself that you need help caring for it, Tan Fran Mall, Petco there is offering to help with that right now.
And Brian, you saw firefighters rescuing a dog, which presumably, you know, they can't locate the owner at this moment.
That dog, I believe, came out of that pink house, which is next to the house that we were watching burn for quite a while, and the one that started to catch on fire. So it was really, you know, nice to see them to bring this dog out. You know, it was one kind of, you know, highlight, I guess.
Hopeful moment.
Yeah, hopeful moment in a day that was terrible down there.
This is Sky 7 over the Bay Hill Shopping Center in San Bruno, just off San Bruno Avenue, where people are encouraged to come this evening if they need assistance. This is a place where you can connect with other family members. Sheriff's Department personnel are there to assist. There are counselors here, obviously Red Cross providing food as well, and shelter assistance too.
And counseling. A lot of people will be dealing in the days ahead with some really difficult emotions. And for those who lost their homes, of course, and some worse, that we know of one fatality, and there are a number of injuries, but they will be dealing with very, very difficult financial, insurance, emotional issues, their whole lives disrupted, and a large number of people in one evening, in a very short period of time, have had their entire lives turned upside down.
And you can see right now, Sky 7 HD over the Crestmore neighborhood, so many different pockets of flames still burning this evening.
And you see, Carolyn, we've talked about these gas fires that are obviously gas fires from individual home sites, those constant bits of flame that look like, imagine a lighter, if you will, but on a much larger scale, just burning unabated, and you know, they won't burn themselves out for any time soon.
And Nolan Apostle is on the line with us now. Are you in San Bruno, sir?
Hello?
Hi there. Is this Nolan?
Yeah, this is Nolan.
Hi, what can you tell us about the neighborhood?
Well, it's, I think the biggest part of the neighborhood is that the streets all wind throughout the neighborhood, kind of like a snake, especially Claremont, which is, I guess, one of the main streets affected by it. And it's hard to tell when the news reports Claremont, they say the Claremont area, there's 3 parts of Claremont that run basically east to west, or west to east.
Yeah, you're right. It is sort of like a horseshoe that loops around by Sneath Lane and then hooks down.
Yeah, and there's some streets in between there, like there's Fairmont Drive, Concord Way, and even though they say Claremont's affected, there hasn't been a lot of news about Concord Way or Fairmont, but they keep saying Claremont. And again, people watching this, they're going to think, well, Claremont, oh my God, I have family or friends on this part of Claremont or that part of Claremont.
Well, we can tell you, of course, that it's Claremont at Glenview was originally described as ground zero.
Right.
Then we were told Claremont and Earl, but as I look at my map, I see it would be in between those 2 streets, perhaps, where that explosion would have happened. But Claremont and Glenview was the initial point. Brian Carmody, the photographer who was just sharing his pictures with us, took the bulk of those on Vermont Way, so just a block away.
A block away, right.
So if that helps orient you a bit more, we're looking at sort of where Claremont intersects Glenview and Vermont Way as being, and also Earl Avenue. And as I look here, I do see where Earl Avenue intersects with Glenview, and that, I'm told, is where the 15-foot deep crater is from where this 24-inch gas main exploded.
I think in my communication to you, I wrote that halfway between San Bruno Avenue and Claremont Drive on the east side of Glenview is where that actual gas main was burning.
Yep, you're right. Well, we appreciate your helping point this out to us, because it is really important to realize that Claremont is a long and winding street here.
Yeah, and I just wish everyone the best and hope it works out. where there's not that many casualties.
Yes, that's what we're all hoping for. Thank you, Nolan.
All right, thank you.
Communication, always a challenge in an emergency like this. Power has gone out, and a lot of people are trying to call friends and family, I would suspect, from various parts of the country and certainly from in and around the area, wondering what's happening to loved ones. There are some cell phone outages. At least one cell site tower is down completely. John Britton from AT&T is on the phone. John, are you there?
Here with you.
Hey, thanks for joining us. What's the latest? What are the problems you're having with service, and what are you doing to rectify it?
Well, Dan, I think you summed it up pretty well. Clearly, there's a lot of people trying to communicate with others who are worried about them at this particular time. We have one cell site that's down, off air. We have two others that are without power. So we are seeing congestion on the network. People are trying to call a lot. So what we're doing, Dan, we're rolling a couple of what we call cows, cellular on wheels. They have the ability to reestablish mobile service that's been lost because our cell sites are down. So we're rolling a couple of cows out there. We'll have those up, late tonight, early in the morning, 1 or 2 a.m., and we'll get some service back up where we've lost it. Now, we do have some service in the area, but we have lost that one cell site. It's not on air at all.
Sure.
On our two sites that we lost power, we have batteries on these sites to back them up, Dan and Carolyn, as you guys know, but those batteries are not going to last as long as this fire is going to burn. So what we're doing is we're rolling some generators out to the scene, so we'll get those cell sites on generator power to keep them up.
Wow.
John, I imagine that other cell companies have towers in the area as well. Was yours the only one affected, or are you aware of how this might be impacting other cell phone service?
No, not at all, Carolyn. I've been on calls with AT&T here, and I'm on top of what's happening with our system.
Sure.
Obviously, like I say, on our wireless network, we're seeing congestion. We are rolling cows. We're rolling backup batteries, backup generators out there. We're going to do all we can to get all the mobile service back up 100%. On our wireline side, obviously, I've been watching the fire on your guys' area there. Obviously, we've lost a lot of local loop plant to those homes. That's not as immediate right now, obviously, because the people are not there. The fire's raging and people are out of the area. But we'll get in there tomorrow and we'll assess that damage and see what needs to be done. And then, you guys know what we've done in the past. We'll if people need some temporary phones, we'll allow them to set up a phone free of service somewhere else. We'll give them free voicemail, free call forwarding, those kinds of services we do for customers. And so we'll be on that early in the morning and check out the need. We do have an employee. We have a store in San Bruno right there, and our manager has gone over to the evacuation center, and we've taken over some portable phones. So we're going to do our best to get phones to people and get communications up and get them connected with their family and loved ones.
Yeah, that's terrific, John. Thank you for the update and for all that you're doing to get people reconnected out there.
Thanks, John.
Great to be with you guys.
All right, thank you very much. Again, you're looking at videotape. I believe this is Brian Carmody's, the freelance photographer who brought in some remarkable tape. In the left-hand corner of your screen, it's a live image. And what you're looking at in the center of the frame are pictures taken roughly half an hour after the explosion. And you can see the main is right behind this house that is on fire, and you can see the flames shooting 50, 60, 70 feet above that house.
Well, State Senator Leland Yee is on the telephone for us right now. Hello, Senator.
How you doing?
Well, how are you doing? What is...
Well, I'm here at the Bay Hill Command Center just trying to assess the situation. As you have already reported, as everybody knows, the state has in fact declared this area a state of emergency. The Senate government has signed that particular order. Then an array of state resources are now helping to fight the fire with tankers, trucks that we have sent up there. The human toll, as you can imagine, is rather enormous. This really reminds me of the Oakland Hill fire, and so we've really got to do our due diligence to help those individuals who are down here without place to stay and food and clothing to provide those necessary